We're on a mission, investigating batteries. Teaming up with Ontario Tech University. Ready to do some testing for us?
Yes, sir.
Putting some big brands to the test. We want to know how long they last, and if more expensive batteries give the better bang for your buck.
I usually get either Duracell or Energizer.
Yeah.
They usually are performance-wise better than most of the other ones.
I believe in Panasonic.
We hear from a lot of you about batteries.
They don't last.
They are sloppy top batteries.
They don't last as long as they used to.
Battery makers have big promises, like long life, long-lasting power, 30% more power. So E-Circuit Ultra Alkaline, E-Circuit Super Heavy Duty. We buy ours at dollar stores, where AA's are about $1. How many do we need?
I think we're gonna need all of these.
And Walmart,
Great value here.
This is great value, right?
and Canadian Tire,
Oh, yeah, they're right there.
Oh, AA times 12. There we go.
where we also wonder if bigger packs might be better value. Prices vary from place to place. This pack sells for $29.99. The claims? Up to 50% longer lasting and protects your devices from leakage.
Ultra alkaline for high-tech devices.
Okay.
Here's a lesser-known brand that's much cheaper.
All $1.25 each.
Sounds great, but do dollar store batteries really deliver?
So battery cycler,
We plan to find out.
and what it lets us do is we can simulate charging and discharging.
So rather than plugging in my RC racer, we can just let this machine do all the work.
6 brands and 240 batteries to put to the test. In the meantime, I'm getting together all of our used batteries. The problem is, sometimes it's hard to tell if they're really dead.
Quite a bit of bounce to it.
A lot of you want to know that too, and ask about this. A battery drop test to show if a battery is still good.
The theory is that if it bounces, your battery is dead, throw it away, right? And if it goes down straight, doesn't really bounce like that, it's good.
We've got other tools to help.
So this is a battery checker you can get for like $10.
It tells us if batteries are good, low, or questionable. And we have a voltmeter to really see how much juice is left in a battery.
It's a 1.5 volt battery. Fresh out of the pack, it's actually more than 1.5,
Yeah.
right?
That one's new,
The battery checker, question mark.
but we think this one is dead.
So we really don't know.
First, the bounce test.
That was a bounce.
That was a bounce. So now let's do the voltmeter, 1.32.
But the test said it was dead.
Experts tell us anything with more than 1 volt left might be enough to power a low-drain device for a short time.
So what we have just discovered here is that the bounce test does not work.
Right.
Back in the lab,
We had, the dollar store batteries right up against some of the big name brands here.
Exactly, yeah.
time for our first lab results from one set of dollar store batteries. These ones, known as carbon zinc or zinc carbon. We get these E-Circuit for $1.25 for a pack of 8. Pretty cheap. Recommended for low-drain devices like remotes, wall clocks, and flashlights. And these Panasonics for $1.25 too. The packs say super heavy duty. But are they?
The jargon around that term dates back to the 70s. And it worked. It significantly affected an entire generation of battery consumers.
Columbia University engineering professor Dan Steingart studies the energy capacity and efficiency of disposable batteries.
I'm glad you did a head-to-head comparison of the zinc carbon.
Here's our test. In low drain, that's similar to using these for something like a computer mouse or TV remote continuously, the carbon zinc dollar store batteries last only about 7 or 8 hours. The longest lasting alkaline stuck it out for 27 hours.
I used these as a kid, and as I learned more and more about batteries, I couldn't understand why they're still sold.
What do you see on the back there?
Remote control, clock, radio. That's why I usually use it. And there's like toys, so.
Do you usually check out this information?
Not really, no.
Never. I never do.
So many of you tell us you don't check the manufacturer's recommended use. So we wonder, what would happen if you throw these in a device that draws a lot more power, like a remote-controlled toy or high-powered flashlight?
These ones lasted 6 minutes.
Wait, 6 minutes? Like,
So not very
That's
good.
kind of surprising.
6 minutes. Okay. All right. So don't buy those.
I've run similar tests to what your independent study showed, and I came up with the same results. I couldn't find a single use case where the zinc carbon outperformed in any way the alkaline cells. There's no reason to sell a zinc carbon system in 2022.
Panasonic says carbon zinc batteries are an established technology and provide great performance when used in recommended devices. Dollarama says they want to give customers a range of options at low price points. And Dollar Tree confirms they import and sell E-Circuit carbon zinc batteries.
For the alkaline battery, you get 3 times capacity.
So an alkaline battery has 3 times more capacity than
Yeah.
the carbon zinc batteries?
Yes.
One test down. Next up, alkaline AA's. In this simplified test, we're simulating how you use them in everything from a computer mouse, game controllers, to high-powered flashlights.
You have lots of little things that, the TV remotes, it adds up pretty quickly what you're using.
Our test is also considering value, looking at capacity and cost. But before we even get to the test, a hitch. Leaky batteries in a new pack.
This Duracell here, we found from the package, and if you can see it, there's a, this material outside here. This is a leakage.
We hear about this issue from viewers across the country.
I looked at the remote, it wasn't working, and the batteries had leaked.
Wow, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 AA's.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's a lot.
And during our battery drop test, this happens.
Oh, well, that's not good. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, this might be why it wasn't working.
Okay, so we had another pack of batteries do this to us, the Duracell at the lab, but this is Energizer.
This is Energizer.
Some viewers tell us they contact Duracell for refunds.
They did eventually reimburse me for the cost of the remote, which I thought was nice.
Same with Energizer, which has a no-leak guarantee and promises to repair or replace devices damaged if that happens. Turns out, this expert says, leaks are by design. So there is actually a safety reason why these batteries are leaking.
If a pressure builds up in them, they will slowly ooze out their innards to avoid a burst event, which could be more harmful. Another reason is that they're stored at too high a temperature.
Both Duracell and Energizer say store batteries in a cool environment to minimize the possibility of leaks. And Duracell asks for our leaky batteries so they can do their own analysis.
We look at the alkaline cells from Dollar Tree and Dollarama as well.
Time to check in with our lab, where alkaline battery results are waiting. And there's a surprise.
If we look at the capacity per dollar you spend, and surprisingly, we get actually E-Circuit alkaline cell compared with other cells.
They hold their own against some of the bigger, more well-known brand names.
Yes.
Energizer lasts longest in all tests, with Duracell right up there and the other big brands too. The surprise? Those E-Circuit alkaline and ultra-alkaline batteries we got at Dollar Tree came in strong. And so did Dollarama's Panasonic Alkaline Plus.
In terms of all these values in capacity per dollar you spend, E-Circuit is the best one.
Look at cost per capacity. Test results show E-Circuit alkaline and E-Circuit ultra-alkaline batteries cost less per cell. So do the Panasonic Alkaline Plus. That's the headline. Those dollar store alkalines all perform nearly as well as the big-name brands.
When you see two things on a shelf and something is twice as expensive, you would expect it to have some measurable difference. There should be some value to this, and you might be surprised if there's not.
Both Duracell and Energizer send statements saying they stand behind their products. In the meantime, I'm doing what more than half of Canadians do, taking all these used batteries and sending them off for recycling. Question is, will they actually end up where we hope they do? Let's find out. Canadians recycled 4.1 million kilograms of household batteries in 2020. A record, says Call to Recycle, the biggest player in charge of collecting and recycling this type of waste nationally.
What do you hope happens to them?
I hope that they get recycled, but I don't know what they really do with them.
Retailers in Ontario, Manitoba, BC, Quebec, and Saskatchewan all charge eco fees.
And have you ever noticed when you buy batteries, there's an eco fee tag to that?
Not really, no.
Our team pays 11 cents on a smaller pack and $2.40 on a huge pack we buy, about 5 cents a battery.
It's like a hidden tax or something.
I'm happy with it because if you are using some sort of battery and they are using that to like recycle, then it's good.
Well, this is where it all starts, really.
Dead batteries used to go to this plant near Welland, Ontario, but Call to Recycle says it just terminated the company's contract.
So normally this entire warehouse here would be full of batteries.
Yes.
And where are all those batteries now?
Well, they're not here.
So where are those batteries now ending up? We do some digging and find out some of the batteries that used to go here are now going to a recycler in Michigan.
Is it the best thing for the environment, though, to be shipping batteries out of the country to be recycled?
I think it's an important question. I guess the emissions associated with the transport negates the recycling benefits. It's really tough to measure that, but I would say to you that really what we want is we want to be able to support local recycling solutions and certainly grow the recycling economy as well.
Joanne St. Godard is with the Circular Innovation Council.
The eco fees that people are paying, especially in Ontario, are they a tax?
The eco fees are a decision by the producers whether they want to finance wholly or partially their obligation by passing those on to the consumer. So it's really their choice. It is not a tax.
What should consumers who are paying these eco fees, what should they do about them?
They certainly need to ask questions of governments in terms of where is this money going. We want to make sure that consumers don't stop collecting them, separating them from their garbage and making sure that they find recycling solutions.
Consumers should continue to do their part.
You bet.
All the more reason to shop carefully. Looking at a dollar store wall like this, the trick is you might want to stick to alkaline.
Oh, let me take a quick look at the name.
These ones were only $1.25.
These came from where?
From Dollar Tree.
It's interesting.
So if you compare price per unit,
this one's cheaper.
It's good to know.